yeah. Oh yeah, there it is right there. All right. All right. Hello, Cleveland, Ohio. Are you ready to rock? Yeah. All right. Technically, I'm still following COVID precautions and procedures, so I'm literally in my dining room here at my home in a different city because I don't live in Cleveland, Ohio. But that's where the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is, and I did not get vaccinated, so I'm not allowed to perform there. Yeah! All right, folks. Tonight we're gonna play your favorite hits. We're gonna play the Jammy Jammerson, yeah, and then we're gonna play Rock You Like a Rock Rock, oh yeah, and then we're gonna play Schmerple Spaze, which is a song that I was sued over, yeah. All right, folks, thank you for coming out. Please don't get vaccinated. I'm just kidding. Please do. And also, remember to rock your socks off. Yeah. But, yeah.
It's news time. Delivering to you the news you didn't know about, the news you didn't care about, and the news you didn't know you cared about. With host, Chad White. Now, here's that host, Chad White. Welcome back to News Time. I'm your host, Chad White, and this is the rock and/or roll news you didn't know about. I should probably take this off. It's not helping with my accreditation with this show. Or actually, you did know about this. A couple of weeks ago, the 2021 iteration of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame ceremony took place as a new class of old music stars entered the famed building. Jay-Z, the Go-Go's, Tina Turner, Todd Rundgren, Carole King, and the Foo Fighters were among the names to grace the stage. Additionally, more acts were added to the ballot in smaller categories. If you'll notice, 3 of those acts were women-based, and 2, including LL Cool J in another category, are black, making this one of the most diverse ballots. Viewers will get to see the ceremony when it airs on HBO on November 20th. However, the past few years of viewership or even acceptance of the nominations has been lacking. The Rock Hall, located in Cleveland, Ohio, of all places, has been notorious for its lack of diversity. The city lobbied for the building in the early 80s as a slew of music industry cronies led by Ahmet Ertegun set to establish the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame Foundation. The reasoning for basing itself in Cleveland, again, why would you do that, is that the city's rock roots run deep. The radio station WMMS was one of the first to play acts like David Bowie, Bruce Springsteen, Rush, and more. Plus, the term rock and roll is credited to a city-based disc jockey named Alan Freed. The groundbreaking for the building occurred in '93 with musicians including Chuck Berry and Billy Joel in attendance. '95 saw the opening where many rockers showed their support. Along with the Cleveland home base, there's also a smaller New York space with museum items like Prince's Purple Raincoat on display. Temporary exhibits make up the top floors that focus on single bands or eras. Of course, archival collections live there as well. But most important out of all of that is the membership for inductees with careers spanning a minimum of 25 years. It's an honor to be in the Hall of Fame, but the process has been described as frustratingly arcane. There's no reasoning as to why acts get allowed entry into the famed hall over others. Black acts are more often ignored, such as the godmother of rock, Sister Rosetta Tharpe. Women, too. Subgenres like progressive rock are ignored. The voting system is chaotic. With all this trouble, what's the point of going through with the museum anyway? I don't know, fun? Everyone takes it too seriously. It's not like any of this matters. It's not like this episode matters. It's not like music even matters. But there just needs to be some type of accountability when it comes to inducting these new acts into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Yes, the 25 years makes sense, but in the long run, there's all these older acts that are getting looked over and passed over, and it's just not fair to them. If you want to be considered the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, maybe it's time to start looking outside of rock and roll and start inducting everybody who's had a hand in that, as well as in music creation in general. 7 is good, but let's open it up to even more people. All right. If you want to open things up again, like old wounds, why don't you subscribe and check out one of our other videos? Of course, you can head to the website, cpluscomedy.com, where there are so many great things, like me talking to your favorite comedians. You'll just be like, whoa, he's a pretty good dude at this. You can follow us on Instagram and Twitter at cpluscomedy. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Chad Black White. Like us on Facebook. Listen to the Constitutionalist podcast. And this episode is coming to you way too late.